Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Making with the Manufacturers. So last week we played with Chatterbox paper, and I do have a lot of Chatterbox paper. It's just something that I ended up collecting a bunch of, but let's see, show you how much I have. So this much, right? But a lot of it is plain. A lot of it is just this kind of like maybe a linen look or something like that. So I'm gonna move on, okay? I'm only in season. I've been doing this series for over a year now. Not that it has been consistent every week, but you know, it's time to move on. So next in my manufacturers, it's Close to My Heart. And as you can see, I have a lot of Close to My Heart. Now, I am a fan of Close to My Heart papers because I find them to be super usable. Now, they aren't as thick as other papers, and there is some bulk in here. So I'm gonna put those off to the side. So like this star paper, I bought in bulk. This teal paper I bought in bulk. This yellow crisscross paper I bought in bulk. I've also bought the wood grain papers multiple times because wood grain. So I'm gonna put those off to the side. But there are a lot of other papers in here that have, look, there's more wood grain. So the wood grains, guys, I use wood grains, and these are noteworthy. So these are like everyday, use your papers with whatever you want. So these are kind of like my generic papers. I'm gonna put these in the wood grains to the side because I pull these out. I bought these, I don't know, at least 10 to 12 times, and I keep pulling them out and using them. So these are not papers that are sitting in my stash, right? And obviously the bulk papers are not sitting in my stash because you buy them in packages of 25 and I don't have 25 left. I think I bought the star paper twice as well. So lots of time. So these are those kind of bulk everyday papers that I really don't feel like I need to use during the series. So these are going off to the side. So that's what, like about 1/4 of an inch of paper that I use on a regular basis, so I don't feel like I need to use it up and get it out of my stash. So we're gonna pull in these papers. So most of these are mix-in papers, and what mix-in papers are, from my understanding, because I'm not a consultant or anything like that, but what mix-in papers are coordinating sheets that will go with whatever they have going on for their collections that month, that quarter, that couple of months, or whatever it is, right? Now, there are a couple of collections in here that I've bought multiple times, like Heart Happy, I've bought multiple times, and it's just because I have enjoyed them so much, and they're really, really usable. Now, they are a thicker paper, but they're not as thick as other papers. I don't know, maybe I should just become a consultant. With as much Close to My Heart product as I use, maybe I should. I don't know. So we're gonna go through, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm feeling right now. I'm not sure. Oh, I like that striped paper. So I'm gonna put that off to the side because I like the striped paper. I love this paper. I just think that that's gorgeous. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet. Okay, so this, what is on the other side? Hearts. All right, so these two looking good. I probably won't bring in another striped paper. Is there a green? I like this dot paper, but I also like this green, and that's a pretty good match. So we've got those. Paper airplanes, love that. I'm not a big fan of this side, but I do like the trees, but I don't need that in my life right now. That is a cut apart, but let's be honest, I'm not cutting this apart. This is a beautiful wood grain. And then just grid on the back side, some trees and some words. This is a good yellow match. I'm going to pull that out to the side. No, I'm not, because it's two stripy papers and I'm not feeling it. Here's the toilet paper. Paper. On the other side, though, is purple. So, ooh, here we have a good yellow. And I've got 2 sheets of that, so I'm going to put that over there. It's not as bright. Like, this is a bright yellow and this is not, but it's close enough, and I'm not concerned, I should say. I love this paper. I've got a couple sheets of these. I don't know why. Man, I must have bought this multiple times. Yeah, look at that. This is what happens when you get glitter underneath of your ring and you sweat and it stays there. It tore apart my finger. And that's when you catch your hand in a shopping cart. It was way down here and it's moving out, so that should be gone soon. And that is from, I tear myself up. I don't even know. Okay, so I do kind of love this paper, but I'm not going to use it. Okay, so I've got the stripy paper, the pink, the green, and the yellow. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm actually going to pull this in. Even though it's not close to my heart, it is sitting on my table. So I'm going to pull that in and use that as my teal color. So 4 close to my heart papers to use up, and then this one little teal paper to use up. I have no idea what photos or anything I'm doing yet, guys, so let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I went back to my stash and grabbed a second piece of this yellow paper. Now originally I was just going to do a 1-page layout, but ultimately, you guys, this ended up being a double-page layout. And that is because as I was flipping through my photographs, I discovered that I had 5 portrait photos, and I totally think that 5 portrait photos can be a double-page spread. So what I am doing is taking all of my pattern papers and I'm cutting them down. And then once I have them cut down, then I am going to go ahead and glue them down to my background papers. Now, I have no idea exactly how my layout is going to go. All I'm doing is building the background. Now, this might be something where you're like, how can you build a background if you have no idea where your photos are going to go? Well, you know, I've been scrapbooking for a very long time, you guys. A very long time. I started scrapbooking in... When did I start scrapbooking? 1996. So 1996 was when I made my first scrapbook. So I've been scrapbooking a long time. And, you know, if you are 2 days into scrapbooking, you might struggle with building a background. If you are 20 plus years into scrapbooking, you kind of know what you're doing at this point, and you just make it happen. Now, I will say I know what I'm doing, but I put that pink layer there, and if I would have just put my photographs completely straight across the page, you know what would have happened? I would have covered it all up. So I do have the tiniest little bit of pink on the left-hand side showing, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to have all of my paper showing. Even if I just get that little hint of color, I am good. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more things now. So I've got the base of the page done. Now that square up there is going to be a title block, which, oh my word, you guys, do you remember back in the day, probably 2002-ish? Let me think about this. 2001 we moved to Delaware, 2002 we moved back to Maryland. So around 2002-ish, I'm going to say. Do you guys remember, like, title blocks, journaling blocks? Like, everything was your title block was separate, your journaling block was separate, like everything was separate. Yeah, and this is kind of crazy, but 2001 was 9/11, and that is when Christopher got laid off and we moved to Delaware, because he went to work for a different airline. And then 2002 we moved back to Maryland and Lana was born. Lana was born and then we moved back to Maryland. So whirlwind of a couple of years for sure. So now I've pulled out a couple of sticker sheets. And I have a close to my heart sticker sheet because I figured, you know what, if I'm using close to my heart papers, I might as well add close to my heart stickers. And I also grabbed the Chamel Field Trip. No, Never Grow Up. Never Grow Up. Was that one of her collections? I can't even remember anymore, you guys. Like, it's been a long day. And not a bad day. I feel like a couple months ago I would say in a video, it's been a long day, and that meant it was a horrible day. Something went wrong. Something went crazy. But sometimes you just have a long day. And not a bad day. Just a long day at work. You guys saw my pointer finger on my left hand where I've got glitter or something underneath of my ring, and I sweat and it irritated it, so I've got that going on. I have a broken toe, so I got that going on. We had a decent amount of call outs today, so we had that going on. And I mean like management level call outs. Not that that's a bad thing, like you are definitely allowed to call out if you're sick, but sometimes, especially on a Monday, spring is 66% off, and fall started on sale at 40% off today. So just like a long, busy day where you want to come home and kick your feet up and relax and go to bed early. That's not going to happen because, I'm scrapbooking and I'm hanging out with my husband and we cook dinner together. And, life is meant to be lived. And sometimes that means you are living life a little tired. And that's okay. And, you guys, there's a difference between living life a little tired because you just had a busy day, a lot of stuff going on, and then there's a difference between living life tired when your soul is tired because you work at a bad place or you have a bad boss or, something is sucking the joy out of your life. And for a while I didn't realize the difference between something that was sucking the joy out of your life and your soul was just a black pit, and then now it's just a busy day, a lot of stuff going on, did a lot of physical work, and just a little tired. And you have to figure out for yourself what things are making your soul empty and what things are filling your soul. I have said multiple times to multiple people over the past couple weeks that Hobby Lobby has been great for my soul. Not so much for my pocketbook, but great for my soul. Like, let's talk about this. So 90% off 4th of July, right? So what did I do? Because we get the 90% off plus our employee discount. So what did I do? I set an example for my team, right? Like, I went and bought 109 4th of July items at 90% off plus my employee discount so I can make an Americana Christmas tree this year. Now, if you guys have listened to me for any length of time, you know that I love myself some Christmas trees, and my goal is to have a Christmas tree in every room in my house. And Alex's room is going to have a huge Americana Christmas tree in it this year. It's just the way it's going to be. And I say Alex's room, but the boy, he's not really a boy anymore. He's a man. He's got his own place and all that, but it's still his room. So that's where that Christmas tree is going to go. Now, I guess I should probably shut up and talk to you about my layout, huh? So I have What a Wonderful Day for a parade, and I thought I was going to kind of bounce the letters, and I hated the way that looked. So I went ahead and placed the letters down like this, and now I've got this big, huge gap there. So I need to fill in that gap. So I'm going to find another letter sticker, and I decided to go with a gold sparkly letter sticker because I have the gold sparkly enamel dots scattered throughout the page. So I spell out the word fantastic. And of course, these little gold dots are going to move again. I think they moved 5 or 6 times. Probably only like 3, but 5 or 6 times, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And then that is going to do it, you guys. A 2-page layout, a Disney Parade page. Makes my soul happy. Let me know in the comments below what is making your soul happy right now. And if you want to tell me something that is rough in your life and you just want to get it out, go ahead and do that too. Or you can always email stakegoddess@gmail.com. I love talking to you guys. I might not respond to every single comment, but I do respond to emails, promise. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.